Wow, we are live. Had to do this emergency. As you can hear it in my voice, I can hear it myself already. Had to do this emergency podcast because Papa Giannis has been waived. Incredible. I never thought Vladi would pull the trigger. We'll get to that later. Lots of news. The Kings made lots of deals today. Lots of good stuff. I hope my voice is bearable enough for you guys to stay in this conversation. The phone number is right below. It's 209 565 3079. If you want to call in, we're going to talk about everything. We're going to break down all the trades that happened throughout the NBA as well. But I do want to make this a very Kings focused podcast right now. I do want to see if everything is good. I'm going to check the stream and see if it's working. Let me see. Podcast. Right that works. Now. We're good. I do want to. We are good. Let me see if I can see the live chat here. I cannot see the live chat, man. All right, let's get the party started. So the first move obviously was the big move. George Hill to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers were a mess internally. They had so many issues. Last night, LeBron was great. He hit that game-winning buzzer beater. He had the game-winning block on Jimmy Butler. So many good stuff from LeBron James. Just continues to show why he is still the clear-cut number one player in the entire basketball world. No question about it. Also, Isaiah Thomas did not play so well yesterday. He hasn't been playing well ever since he came back from his hip injury. The Cavaliers kind of knew that when they pulled the trigger for him. LeBron wasn't too happy, and it just seemed like it was a mess from the start. You know, you get rid of Kyrie Irving, you bring in Isaiah Thomas. If it was healthy Isaiah Thomas, maybe all this would have worked out, but it didn't. So they had to move on. The Cavs were super aggressive, and they've been talking to the Kings for about a month now. I remember when I went to the Orlando trip, Orlando and Miami, that trade was almost finished that night, and it didn't happen. They were waiting for the right timing. They wanted to see if it would work out within the next 2 weeks. It obviously didn't. The Cavs continued to struggle. Now they recalled up the Kings. They put them in that multi-team deal. They got it done. The Jazz, the Cavs, the Kings, they flipped some players around. The Kings absorbed some contracts, but they are expiring contracts. Iman Shumpert, Joe Johnson. Iman Shumpert is on a 2-year deal. It is a player option, so it's up to him if he opts in next season. If he doesn't, that will be $11 million that the Kings can use on someone else. And then there have been some rumblings that the Kings might buy out Joe Johnson's $10 million. That's another $10 million that the Kings will be able to use during the summer. And then they get rid of the big $19 million contract from George Hill, which is awesome. You know, now it also gives the reins to De'Aaron Fox, which is a huge positive. It's good cap relief. I don't know why some fans are complaining about that. You know, you got rid of a very bad contract. You know, it's friendly and in terms of it's a short-term deal, which is always a good thing. I've always said on all my podcasts, I'd rather max out a guy, give him 20-50 million dollars for a year or two, right? Obviously the second being a team option, but being in control of your own destiny as an organization. And Vladi was smart enough to give all these guys short-term contracts. He doesn't have 3-4 year deals anywhere, so that is a very good thing. So next year the Kings will be ball players in free agency. Who will they get? I'm not sure yet, but I do want you guys to call in if you guys have any questions. I'll check the stream right now and see any questions that you guys do have. I don't know if you guys do or not, but actually, I just got a statement from Chris Clark. Hey, let's read the statement really fast. God, the Wi-Fi is so bad here, isn't it? As you guys can tell, I've been sick all week. That's why Eman and Manny had to do a late podcast yesterday. Shout out to them. I thought they did very good. Give them some love, guys. Show it to them on Instagram, on Twitter. You guys can go ahead and follow them right now. Um, and of course, it's not working. Jesus Christ. Um, let's double check this again, but lots of good stuff from yesterday as well. I do want to see this email sent right now. Okay, so the Kings issued a statement on passing of RJ Adaman, the son of Rick Adaman today, Kings general manager of Divox, issued this. I am beyond heartbroken to learn of RJ's death and offer my deepest sympathy to Rick, Mary Kay, and the entire Adam family. RJ was a generous spirit with an outgoing personality who positively impacted everyone who had the privilege of knowing him. I was fortunate to work with RJ for several years during my playing days in Sacramento and grew to respect him profoundly on many levels. He will be remembered as a loyal son, friend, and multi talented professional who followed his heart into basketball alongside his father after a successful law career. The Kings organization joins the NBA community in sorrow as our thoughts, prayers, and support are with the Adderman family at this most difficult time. Again, my prayers go out to you, Mr. Rick Adderman, and your family. It must be very tough. But yeah, that's a statement that the Kings just issued right now. Also, there was practice, but due to the activity late into trade deadline, there will be no media availability following the Kings' schedule maintenance day on Thursday. However, we will update you regarding availability with Kings front office later this afternoon. That was earlier about noonish from the Kings as well. So lots of stuff there. Again, so much to cover, right? I just went briefly over George Hill and why they did that move. Cap relief. It gives De'Aaron Fox a reins to the organization. It also gives Frank Mason his shot at being the permanent backup and playing consistent minutes once he does come back from that injury, which is very, very key. Malachi Richardson, shout out to him, man. I thought he was a constant professional. He got, I feel like it was unfair how he got injured at the wrong time. He was playing so well with that team, with DeMarcus and them boys right before. It was during that Warriors game right before the All-Star break last year where he got injured and he was shooting the ball well. He was part of that rotation, and then he re-injured that same hamstring during summer league, which did not help. He couldn't practice, he couldn't play. So that wasn't a good thing for the coaching staff. And, stuff like that happens. Basketball is situational, and hopefully he gets a fresh slate with the Toronto Raptors. Shout out to his manager, Rob, my good friend, and I just wish Mally nothing but the best. I think his jump shot is exceptional. He's gonna have a place in this league if he really focuses on playing defense, which I thought he was in the latter part of this season. He was continuing to get it and it was beginning to click. But again, basketball situational, and with acquiring Iman Shumpert and maybe Joe Johnson, depending on what they do as far as buying them out or not. Those are two wing spots that honestly Mally wasn't going to get any run. And with Justin Jackson playing better and with Justin being, a top 15 pick, they elect to go that way. So they do get a young player in return, which we don't know if he will stay with the team. He goes by the name of Bruno Caboclo. In 2014, he was that number 20th pick. That was a failed experiment for the Toronto Raptors. A lot like the failed experiment with Papagiannis. Honestly, Papa could have been a second round pick. But I'll talk about the Papayan situation a little bit after this. So again, the Kings do have a very long power forward in this kid Bruno. He was a top 20 pick. A lot of people say he should have been chosen in the second round. The Raptors fell in love with him, etc. It didn't work, guys. It happens. It happens to every single team in the NBA, and it's just this is just more proof to it, right? Every GM doesn't hit on all the draft picks because if they did, then every team would be an NBA champion because every team would have a star or a strong rotational player, and it just doesn't work like that. The NBA doesn't work like that, man. It's really up to the individual and how bad he wants it. So yeah, I'm not sure. I was told that he was going to be cut, but then they came out with the news, and which really set me off because I wasn't going to do this. And then Papa got cut, and I was like, okay, I got to do this. I got to put some effort. But yeah, I've been feeling not too good. My throat's killing me. But this is a cool outlet to get to you guys, and you guys can go ahead and ask the questions. The phone number is there, guys, is 209-565-3079 if you guys want to call in. I definitely encourage that. I also want to see what the chat line is saying because I'm not sure. I'm not even looking at it. I don't like how YouTube doesn't allow me to look at my stuff, but I'm gonna see what you guys are asking. I will get to Papa G's um situation right now after I see some of the questions. Other moves, guys. Again, the Cavs get George Hill. They get an abundance of players, and I really like what they did. They got younger. Um, Ted Johnson. Let me see. Papa G in the big picture. Kings will right. Well, get well soon. You'll feel better. Okay. So a lot of you guys are asking about Bruno and rightfully so. Anytime your team sucks, you try to hold on to anything, like try to, have some hope for guys that really are not or won't be part of the future of the Kings. And I'm being completely honest. I don't see Bruno being part of this team. He'll be lucky if he doesn't get waived today, but if he does stay on the team, you can go ahead and play him. Never. I just don't see him playing, guys. I'm gonna keep it real with you right now. I don't see this kid playing at all because you have to remember Scal's coming back from his injury. He still want to see Willie, and will you extend Willie? Willie is another conversation, man. Like, will you pay Willie? Which I think they might have to pay him big time money for a player to me that is still unproven. I know he's been playing very well the past month. He's putting up decent numbers, 13 and 8, but that's not enough to max him out or even get close to the 15 to 20 range, which he might get from the Kings. So we still have to see him play. You still have Zebo on the roster. You still got to give him some minutes. Even though the Kings will play 2 to 3 veterans, you got more veterans now with Joe Johnson and Iman Shumpert. You want to see what Iman is all about. So I know it's up to him if he opts in or if he opts out, but you still want to see what you have in him. A lot like you did with Tyreek Evans toward the end of the year. We kind of saw glimpses of it. I said that they should have kept him. They didn't. Nobody suspected him to come back to Rookie of the Year Tyreek Evans, but so many question marks right now. The good thing is it will alleviate some pressure off the young guys because they will get consistent minutes, and that's what you want to see from these guys. But again, Bruno was a top 20 pick from the Raptors. The experiment felt a lot like Papa Giannis. Let's move on to Papa Giannis. Papa Giannis showed some flashes of being a solid backup center. It didn't happen here. Again, it's all situational. Same with Malachi Richardson. Hopefully, Mally gets a clean slate and he shows off his amazing jump shot. For whatever reason, after his injuries, he was never the same player. I wish him nothing but the best. But Papa Giannis, he definitely needs to continue working on his body. He made a lot of strides from day one. Trust me, it's day and night. But now it'll be interesting to see what team, if any team, picks him up or if he continues to develop in the D League. I'm not really sure on that end, but it's going to be very, very interesting, guys. Again, if you're a GM, you're not going to hit on all of your draft picks. It's very, very apparent on that. And for the people that some people that I've seen on social media say, "Oh, what the hell is Vlade Divac doing?" Well, he's cutting dead meat. He's admitting that he made a mistake, just like many GMs do. And what a good GM does is you cut your losses and you continue moving forward. That's what they're doing. That is what they are doing today. They're cutting their losses and hoping that their other young players develop. Because at the end of the day, you only need 2 stars to be relevant in the NBA. They think De'Aaron Fox is one of those guys. I do too. I thought Scal was one of those guys. I might be wrong. I haven't given up on him yet. He has so much upside, but he still has a lot to prove because he needs to put on some weight. And it's kind of difficult when you have a small frame like Scalabrine. So we'll see how he develops. This summer is key for him, honestly, because that will determine if he will be a long-term member of the Sacramento Kings. Again, they have a lot of question marks with the Willie Cauley-Stein. Will they extend him? I know they extended the qualifying offer this summer, but they're gonna have some tough decisions this summer. They're gonna have a lot of money to spend, which is a good thing. Will they get some veterans? Will they go after, say, a guy like Aaron Gordon, who is restricted? Will they max him out? I'm keeping my eye on Aaron Gordon. I think he'd be the ideal fit here. Again, hopefully the Kings do end up in the top 5 and land a top 5 pick. I'll go into my top 5 maybe later on the show or maybe on a different show, but there's just so much to consume from the from a Kings fan. Sorry, guys, choking up here. But I encourage you guys to call in if you guys do. Let's see. So did they just choose Justin Jackson Richardson because they can't imagine him taking them? Exactly. So again, Iman Shumpert, they have to see what they have in him. Justin Jackson's been playing a lot better, and they're obviously going to go with a top 15 lottery pick, right, over Malachi, who was number 22 in last year's pick, and it just wasn't enough room for him. So they traded him away, and the whole Bruno thing, he's not going to play. I don't see him playing, honestly. And what this also does is, I haven't even thought about this, but this also brings up Jakar Sampson back up, right? Now, I believe you have a roster spot open if you waive Joe Johnson, which then that means you can go ahead and sign Jakar Sampson, which I would love, but that would also mean more Kings victories. And if you're in the school of tanking, then you want to lose as much as possible. And I'm just being honest. Like I'm on that chase for Luka. Hashtag that right now. Luka Doncic is the man. I believe he's a game changer, and the Kings should do everything they can to go after this kid. So again, all those they are salary dumps. That's a good thing. You got teams to commit to George Hill, uh, and he opened up that money. You're gonna have that Joe Johnson money, that extra $10 million. Vince's contract is coming up as well. That's another $8 million. That's 18, 20. That's $28 million. That's not even including Shumps yet. If Shump comes out and G Temp comes out, you're looking at like almost $40 million in just cap space, guys. So lots of positives there. So I'm pretty damn happy with what the Kings did today. I'm ecstatic, actually. I mean, someone just said Bruno's 22 years old with a Paul George body. He just needs skills. He just needs skills and IQ. Okay, stop the conversation. If he needs skills and IQ at 22 years old, you don't belong in the NBA. That simple. I don't care what your body looks like. It doesn't matter. Bogdan Bogdanovic's body is not amazing. Like, he is a normal human being. He's not super athletic, but you know what? He has this and he has skills. Something that apparently Bruno doesn't have because they gave up on him, right? Again, you don't need explosive abilities. You need a brain. You need a basketball. You need high basketball IQ, guys. That's what I'm all about. That's what Luka Doncic is. That's what Trey Young is. Trey's not the most explosive athlete, but he's an amazing shooter. His skills are off the chart. He has a great feel for the game, just like Bogey, just like Luka. Those are the type of players that fans should be looking at, not these athletes who are, worthless in the sense that they won't be able to contribute to your team. And if they can't contribute to your team, what are you guys doing? But all right, let me see. But that's pretty much it with all of that. Let me see what my notes say. Again, the Kings are waiving $2.3 million from Papagiannis. They are another thing, they are receiving $3 million in cash, and the Miami Heat's 2022nd round pick. That pick will probably be in the mid second by 2020. So they alleviated themselves from a lot of money, which is very, very important, guys. Again, if you guys want to call in, it's 565-3079. It's 209-565-3079. This episode of the CK podcast is presented by Valley Tire Center. You guys are looking for agricultural tires, any type of tires, guy, brakes, if you need your car aligned, Valley Tire Center does it all. They are pretty much Walmart. They do it all there at very good prices. They help out the community. They're going to have Ag Fest in March, I believe. More information later on that. Lots of good stuff from them. Contribute to the local community, guys, to the local economy. Make sure to tell them that you guys heard about them on the Cowbell Kingdom podcast. They will also balance your tires for free if you mentioned that you guys heard about them here on this show. So going back to the Kings, they did receive Iman Shumpert, Joe Johnson, and Miami's 2020 second round pick. Man, I would like for Joe to stay for, second half of the year, but if he doesn't, it doesn't even matter because that money is coming off the books for the Kings and they'll be able to use all this money. So just imagine Iman's contract, his contract, G Temps, if he decides or not, you just got rid of $2 million. You got $3 million. I don't know how to count, but if everyone opts out and your free agents, they'll have close to $40 million to spend. That's that's a max deal, guys. I'm not saying they're gonna go after one of these max guys, but it's nice to know that you can go after these guys. So that's awesome there. Again, if you do want to call in, it's 209-565-3079 for it. And maybe we should go after D Rose. Stop. I'm not even gonna read that. D Rose is garbage, bro. Are we going to even see Jack Cooling sighting? Probably not. I think Jakar Sampson's more likely to happen. Do we know about Fox's health? Fox is fine. If he misses Friday, that'll be one game, but after that, he should be good. I know they're keeping him away from contact drills right now. I mean, he's like the prodigy child for the Kings right now, so they have to do everything they can to keep him healthy. Harry Giles spoke yesterday. In practice, he was pretty happy with his development. It's coming along just nicely. He feels good. His knees are good. I can't wait to watch him play. Heard a lot of things in terms of his passing ability. They say he's a great passer. They say he might be the best passer on the team, which is incredible because Bogey's the best passer on the team. But with that said, he might be the best big man passer, or maybe second to Bogey, because I highly doubt he's better than Bogey in passing, but we never know. I'm going to wait and hold my judgment till I see that happen. So lots of good stuff there. You guys can go ahead and listen to that interview on the Kings' YouTube channel. I'll blow my nose real fast. Yeah, had to do this emergency podcast for you guys. I wasn't gonna do it, but then the Papa G news broke, and it was my duty to do it. Like, it was inclined to do it. Hopefully, Papa G was a waste. Absolutely. Again, every GM doesn't hit on all their picks. Nobody does. Just look at the Sixers. They had 6 years of purgatory, getting all these high draft picks. Only 2 panned out, and the reason why they panned out is because they held one guy for 2 years out, and then the other one for an entire year. And honestly, Joel Embiid fell to them. If he wasn't injured, right? Like, if Joel Embiid wasn't injured, he would have went number 1 that year. So, there's a lot of luck to all this, guys. Like, for all the Vlade Divac haters, relax. Name me a GM that has hit every single pick. It doesn't exist. So stop with this nonsense that he doesn't know how to draft. Hey, he drafted Willie. At first I thought he was a bust, like going into the year, but now he's been playing very well. He's at worst a backup center, and that's a good thing. He's part of a team who can contribute to success. Now, the difficult question is, will they give him a big contract? And they might, and they just might have to do it, which scares me. But hey, man, you got to keep your talent. You have to keep your assets, and then just like the Clippers did, they gave Blake a max contract. But you know what? He didn't let him walk for nothing. So they got Tobias Harris, Avery Bradley, the first round pick, 7 months later. That's how you do it. I know somebody was calling in right now, I believe. Um, well, Jerry West, stop. I'm gonna double check on that. I highly doubt he had on every pick. Like, you mean every pick? You mean every pick, bro? I mean like every pick. Uh, yeah. I mean, I thought. Oh, he got like, I was scared. I can't see him. King's uniform. Rosie was the worst pick. Yeah. Rose, stop talking about Derrick Rose. Who else could the Kings have drafted besides Papa and Mally? Well, that was one of the weakest drafts ever. That 2016 draft was pathetic. You know, uh, it's kind of hard to say. Sabonis is the only guy. They could have drafted Sabonis instead of Papa Giannis, but then you still drafted Scal. So, to going back to the whole Papa trade, the, the Kings traded number 8 for number 13, number 28, and the rights to Bogdan Bogdanovic, who is the Sacramento Kings' best player. You tell me who won the trade. You acquired a sniper in Bogey. He wasn't going to come over to the NBA, but Vlade used his salesmanship skills, the Serbian connection, brought Bogdanovic over to the Kings. So even if Scal doesn't become what he's supposed to become, you traded Marquise Chris for Bogdan Bogdanovic. Let me repeat myself. You traded Marquise Chris for Bogdan Bogdanovic. Now let me repeat myself again. You traded Marquise Chris for Bogdan Bogdanovic. I hope it's in your brains and it's ingrained in there, because it certainly is in my brain. And my brain has high basketball IQ. I can promise you that. I would go with Bogdan Bogdanovic any day, anywhere. Period. All right. So let me see what you guys got. Joe Johnson getting bought out or waived. Yeah, again, if he does get waived, and you also okay, so Suave TV, you're pretty much saying that the Clippers are just loyal, right? Well, it's a business, guys, right? I mean, we all know that. They gave him a fake reenactment of his future if he would have retired there. But to be honest with you, you can't name many Clippers. I mean, Chris Paul's arguably the best Clipper to ever live. But if you're an organization, why would you let your biggest asset leave? Like, you re-signed him and you got assets out of that. You got Avery Bradley, Tobias Harris, and the first round pick. and you got rid of this awful contract in Blake Griffin. Like, if I'm in an organization and I'm paying this guy $35+ million a year and he's so unreliable, why would I feel bad for trading such an unreliable piece? Like, does that make any sense to you? If you own a business and you're paying your employee $10,000 a month, but he's no good to you, why would you feel bad? It's a business. That's how you have to see it. It's clear cut. Players feel the same way. If like LeBron James is holding that franchise hostage, he could have easily waived his no trade clause. Now they're in the tough predicament where they're like, well, we don't even know if he's going to stay. So again, it goes both ways. Don't say, oh, I feel bad for Blake. Don't feel bad for him. He's not on food stamps. He's getting paid a lot of damn money. And he's not even a top 15 player. So let me see. Hello.
To accept, press 1.
All right. All right, here it is. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
What do you want to talk about today, man?
Why is Fox a bust?
What?
Why is De'Aaron Fox a bust?
Why is De'Aaron Fox a bust? Is that your only question?
What is the Kings' next step after trade?
All right, and what is your name?
Jason Minha.
All right, my man. Appreciate you calling in, and I'll answer the question right now. All right. So the first one is, why is De'Aaron Fox a bust? He's not a bust. He's actually a very, very good player already. He's gonna be a very good player, in my opinion. He's been flat out balling the past 2-3 weeks ever since his injury. But if you think that, you're entitled to your own opinion. De'Aaron Fox, to me, is the second best player on this team right after Bogdan Bogdanovic. Your second question was, what are the Kings going to do after this? They're going to wait it out. They're going to see what they have in De'Aaron Fox. They're going to see what they have in Scout. They're going to see what they have in Willie Cauley-Stein. They're going to see what they have in Frank Mason. Is Frank Mason the permanent backup for this franchise? We will see after he comes back from plantar fasciitis. Also, All-Star Weekend, I'll be there live doing a lot of cool vlogs with the players, with Buddy Hield, Bogey. They're playing on the World versus American team. That should be fun. Buddy Hield is in the skills challenge, which is really funny to me. It's even funny to him, honestly. It should have been Bogey or De'Aaron Fox. It should have been De'Aaron Fox, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe D Fox plays over Lonzo Ball because Lonzo seems like he won't be coming back anytime soon with his injury. So we'll see that. So the call number is there, guys. Again, the call number is 565-3079. I don't like what's going on with Randers as fuck, to be honest. That was kind of funny. Yeah, man. I sometimes when people want to call in and say things like that, you just gotta laugh at it, honestly. But I appreciate you calling in, my brother. What else we got, man? So I think I've covered a lot of things. I've Jesus, I'm choking on my own saliva. I got a little bit of water left. So behind me is a green screen. I will show you guys a whole studio, but probably not going to. Oh, thanks, E-Man. Shout out to Lonzo Ball, my brother from another mother. He's having a baby. Congrats to him and Denise. Shout out to Denise, beautiful girl, very loyal girl. Not many loyal women out there. Shout out to her. She loved him even before he was famous. She kind of knew he was going to be famous, but still, shout out to her. I can't wait how LeVar is going to just market this baby like it's going to be like the BBB, like the baby baller brand. It's gonna be lit, guys. There's gonna be music videos in Lithuania. It's gonna be lit, man. I can't wait for that. But yeah, guys, lots of good stuff on Oh my goodness. Let me see. I'm gonna do this for about 5 more minutes. Um, you can go ahead and call in if you want, bro. I encourage anyone calling in, honestly. Um, Lots of good stuff. If you guys want to call in, I will end the show soon. Someone said Willie Cauley-Stein takes. Can Luka play small forward? Absolutely. That's what Luka is. He's a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, but he's 6'8". Probably going to be like 6'9", 6'10" when it's all said and done. He's 18 years old. He is the best player in the draft. He's the smartest player in the draft. He's one of the best shooters in the draft. He's just that guy. He has the it factor. He has played with grown men his whole life. He led his country to a Euro League championship over Bogdanovic. So the kid can flat out ball. I can't wait to watch him play. Next year, starting 5, Fox, Bogdan, Porter Jr., Giles, Wally Cauley-Stein. I don't know, man. We have to see how these young kids even develop in the latter part of the season. So again, second half of the year, it should be fun. I'll be at All-Star Weekend. Let me know what type of questions you guys want. Make sure to follow us at Basketball Zone Official at Cowboy_Kingdom. EuroLeague is club competition, but I wouldn't mind the Euro Kings team play. Where LeBron going to go? I believe LeBron will probably end up in LA. So I have a call right now. Let me see. Oh, okay. Let me see. Hello? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man, I just want your opinion on where LeBron is going to go, because people are saying that this trade is going to make him stay, but being honest, I don't picture LeBron staying with no Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr., and George Hill, and nobody's coming to Cleveland in the free agency, so just give your insight on that.
All right, brother. Thank you for the call. What was your name?
All right, appreciate it. This is Wall TV.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Call from.
All right.
Horace.
To accept. Okay. Goodbye.
I guess they hung up. I guess the second person hung up. But the calls are starting to come in, guys. Again, shout out to you, my man, for calling in. I believe it's Suave TV. LeBron James, in my opinion, will either go to the Los Angeles Lakers or to the Houston Rockets. He can take a pay cut going to Houston, and that would be a very good team, a complete team. I know he's already looking at all these teams and at all his options. Lots. I don't see him going to. I don't see him staying unless they just flat out make it to the final. Like if they make it to the finals, maybe. But let me see. Oh well, there's another person. Let me see. All right, another call calling in. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, is this Leo?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good. Good to hear your voice, Leo. This is Dennis calling from Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin, man. So you a Packers fan or what?
No. I'm more of a Bears fan out here.
So are you a Bucks fan?
Sacramento Kings all the way.
Oh man, if I were you, I'd be a Bucks fan, man.
I love the Bucks. I do enjoy watching them and going to the games.
There you go.
I just fell in love with the Kings out there on the West Coast.
There you go. I know Kings fans appreciate your loyalty, brother.
Thank you. I do have a couple questions while I got you on the air. I know you're busy taking all the calls and reading everybody's messages that you got there. I guess my question will be is, these new Kings that are joining the team that they just made a trade for, who do you see that's going to be getting the most minutes?
Most likely to Shumpert, just because this team needs to know what they have in Shumpert. He has a player option, meaning that he can decide to opt in, which I do see him opting in, because I don't see anybody paying him $11 million, and he's on a great contract for himself right now. He's not worth that type of money, especially since he's had such an awful year this year. But that guy, they really have to look at him because they will have to make lots of decisions for him. In terms of the other guy, Bruno, he's not going to play much, honestly. I'm just keeping it real because they still have to see what they have in Scal and what they have in Willie, and they have to give major minutes to those guys. So to me, that's just like a guy that will fill a roster spot and won't be on the squad next year. And as far as Joe Johnson might get bought out, but if he doesn't, he's a nice veteran presence. They'll get off of his contract, which is $10 million. So all in all, if the people decide to opt out and the guys that are expiring contracts, the Kings will roughly have about $40 million to spend next year. So that's a really good thing.
Wow, that's big time there. Do you also see Willie Cauley-Stein getting a little bit extra money this summer and redoing his contract to stay on for a few more years?
See, that's the big question that or the big dilemma that the Kings have. I don't think he's done enough to wager for them to give him a big contract, but I know he's going to demand it. I know what the NBA market is, and see, that's the big question to me. Will he continue to play like he has in the past month? You know, he's averaging 13 and 8, which is not great, but to me, that's not all-star money.
No.
Well, like I said, we'll see. I just hope that he explodes in the second half and he makes us think very hard about it, because if he continues that, if he stays at 13 and 8, he's not worth $15 million a year. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I don't think he is too, but at least pay him for what he's worth, and maybe perhaps where he ends up at the end of the season.
Well, what he's worth is $15 million. That's the issue, because that's what the market is today.
Yeah, I mean, he is a bright future. He's still young. There is proof of him growing each season, so that's an upside for him as well too. And I think maybe another 2 or 3 more years would definitely certify him on the team. And if he doesn't work out by next year at this time, then he's definitely trade bait in the future.
Yeah, so again, it'll be interesting to see what we have in Willie Cauley-Stein after the All-Star break. I appreciate you calling in, brother.
Thank you. It's appreciate. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, guys. Lots of good stuff. Appreciate you calling in, my man. From Wisconsin. Again, if I was in Wisconsin, I'd be like, I'm a Bucks fan. I'm a Greek Freak fan. I would have all his merch on. But again, loyalty is all that matters, man. I appreciate that. You know, that's awesome, because it's easy to say I'm a root for the team for my hometown team, which is right now it's the Bucks. You know, so there's another person calling in. All right. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Leo.
How you doing, brother?
Good, how are you?
Good. How can I help you?
I had a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think you could provide any insight on Boogie perhaps coming back this summer?
I will. Is that the only question?
Yes.
And what was your name?
Tarnavir.
What is it?
Tarnavir Bisa.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. All right, I'm gonna take that last one. This guy looks like Van Fleet from the Raptors. Appreciate you, bro. That's actually like a compliment, if anything. But yeah, DeMarcus Cousins will not come back to the Kings. It cost him $30 million. So with that said, I'm just joking with you guys. He'll never come back. There's no like trying to analyze this or looking into it. He just tore his Achilles, so he's worth even less. He's not coming back to the Kings, guys. I just, you know, for all the Boogie lovers out there, he's not coming back. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he comes back as strong as ever, even better. But he won't come back to the Kings because he doesn't like the front office. He just doesn't like the organization as a whole. He loves the fans, but he just doesn't like the people that traded him because they cost him a lot of money, and rightfully so. I'd be pissed off too. So he's not coming back here, guys. But other than that, I think this might do it. We can continue the conversation on a different occasion. Hope you guys enjoyed this mini emergency CK podcast. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. It will be available on Spotify and TuneIn Radio and iTunes and Google Play. So anywhere you get your podcast. And tell people about the podcast, man. Shout out to Emmanuel. Shout out to Manny for hosting the show yesterday. We missed a show last week, so we're still a show away from being, on track for the entire year of 2018. Hopefully that comes from Dustin and Portland Trailblazers guest when we'll preview that matchup. But lots of good stuff. Make sure to watch all our vlogs where we get you that behind the scenes look. I appreciate you guys so much. As you guys can see, I don't feel very good. I'm just trying to get through the day, guys, and try to provide more NBA coverage, because you guys know on this channel, on the CK channel on YouTube, it's strictly NBA, with a lot of Kings content. But again, if you want just Kings content, that's what the website's for. That's what the Instagram's for. The CK Instagram. But if you want NBA coverage, follow us on Basketball Zone Official. Lots of good stuff there. And on behalf of the entire CK team, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys on the next episode.